Our next speaker, well, I hope he would have an interest in art, because our next speaker will deliver a very artistic speech. Please welcome Zipei with The Art of Art.
Thank you, Tom. Good evening. Thank you for your kind support and time in being my audience today. First, there is a question for you. What do you think is the meaning of art? Express opinions, teach lessons, or showcase excellence of techniques and skills? Pragmatic or idealistic, specific or general, personal or universal? Everyone interprets art to have a different meaning. But what if one says, all art is quite useless? This is the last sentence in the preface of The Picture of Dorian Gray, a novel written by Irish author Oscar Wilde. Shocking, intriguing, and fascinating. This line offers a window for me to peek into the world of aestheticism. Later, in grade 10, I conducted my NYP personal project on aestheticism in literature. With more research, reading, and experience, I discovered a subtle and intimate connection between aestheticism and life. Aestheticism, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, is an art movement that centers around the idea of art exists for the sake of its beauty alone, and it need serve no political, didactic, or other purposes. According to Philosophy of Art by John Hospers, aestheticism believes in aesthetic experience as the ultimate goal of human, and art should not be affected by anything. In their exquisite, gorgeous writings, aestheticist authors display their pure, enthusiastic pursuit of beauty. The Japanese author Kafu Nagai, in his Story of France, wrote about colorful imageries of observations and emotions in extremely beautiful language. River flowing like watercolor painting in deep blue mist, waves of golden wheat, glimmering with scarlet poppy flowers. Similarly, English poet John Keats wrote in his poem Ode on a Grecian Urn, "Beauty is truth, truth's beauty. That is all you know on earth and all you need to know." Furthermore, Oscar Wilde wrote touchingly in the preface of The Picture of Dorian Gray, "The artist is the creator of beautiful things. Those who find beautiful meanings in beautiful things are the cultivated. For these, there is hope." Those words inspired me to view art from a new perspective, a perspective that appreciates and cherishes beauty by viewing their intrinsic values. I realized perhaps I can apply this perspective to the ordinary moments of my life. Appreciating the beauty of seemingly useless art in our life can bring a life-loving attitude. Using my experience as an example, in April, as the breeze warms with longer sunshine, flowers begin to bloom. Lilacs, a kind of tiny purple flowers with 4 extending petals like little crosses, always impress me with their delicacy and fragrance. One of my favorite games since childhood is examining the bundles of lilacs in between green, fresh leaves, trying to find one lilac with 5 petals instead of 4. I will navigate through the tiny purple waves as if a journey of exploration. This one has 4 petals. This one also has 4. This one also has 4. If at last I fortunately found a lilac with 5 petals, it is like a surprise, a present that fills the air with sweetness and happiness and a feeling of lucky. also, I noticed that many other people have similar experiences. There is a social media group called Useless Aesthetics. In the group, people from different places gather online to share the beautiful artistic moments in their life that are plain and trivial at surface, but can bring pure joy. Like aestheticists, they believe that beauty can exist independent of material or pragmatic use and provide viewers emotional resonance and spiritual pleasure. Objects in life may not have practical function, but they may possess aesthetic values that people should appreciate and share. For example, a post called Unexpected Beauty, Flowing Seawater Beside the Road in this group appealed to me with its life-loving attitude. In this post, the author took images of barren land beside the road that was covered by a greenish plastic net, with snow accumulating in the wrinkles and soil chunk on the edges. Such an ordinary thing in winter. But the author describes this scene totally differently. He believes that the plastic net is the emerald waves of ocean, rippling and swaying, while the snow on soil chunks is white spindrift on coarse sea rocks. Of course, a lilac with an extra petal does not have any meaning, maybe just a mutation. And the plastic net beside the road is not flowing seawater, nor an artwork that people should admire and praise. They are quite useless at surface. But if we see them from the perspective of aestheticists, the perspective that sees them as art, their pure beauty adds a stroke of bright color to that moment of our life, like a gift of happiness. We can see those casual, insignificant, and useless moments of our life like mundane details, but we can also appreciate them, cherish them, and love them like art. We can collect these artistic moments and brighten our life with their small yet heartwarming light. We can make our life more lovable. I must acknowledge that perceptions of art and beauty are very, very personal. Some people may find more beauty in usefulness. But maybe for this moment, we can try to view them in a different way. So, if you wish, we can do a simple experiment together. For this evening, in your fast-paced, busy life, try to find an object that you have previously considered useless and observe it like observing a piece of art. Appreciate its beauty, cherish its beauty, and love its beauty most purely. It may be a tree on the side of the road that you haven't carefully examined before. It may also be a furniture in your room that you haven't paid much attention to. It can also be something more intangible, like a color, a sound, or a word. Try to appreciate it. Maybe its beauty can bring you a shimmering moment in your life. William Blake wrote this famous line in his Auguries of Innocence: to see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wildflower. By appreciating the seemingly useless grain of sand and wildflower in our life, we can see a world, a heaven, and the loveliness of our life. Just as John Keats wrote in Endymion, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Thank you for listening.